Aaron Murphy here for ESPN with my brother from another mother, James Murphy. And James, Game 3 coming up here. The city's electric. You and I were just saying how excited we are. What are the Bruins going to come out like here tonight? I mean, they got to throw down a marker.
You know, well, we look back to what they did in 2011 after those two tough losses in Vancouver. They came back here and just manhandled the Canucks, made a statement, and it changed the series. And, you know, I don't think we're going to see that this time. I think they'll come out fired up. They'll feed off their crowd. But there's a much different team they're facing right now. And this is a Chicago Blackhawks team that I think has a lot of fight back in them, doesn't give up. They're not going to be intimidated by a visiting crowd. So I still expect a close game, but I could see the Bruins definitely winning tonight.
Tuukka Rask has played absolutely sensational, and you and I stood basically in this same spot in 2011 talking about Tim Thomas. How fortunate as an organization of the Bruins to have, I mean, you lose a guy like Tim Thomas, you might not recover for a decade, and here they are with a guy playing even better.
Well, you can thank the Toronto Maple Leafs for that. I mean, are they regretting that trade or what way back in the day? But yeah, Tuukka Rask has emerged into an elite goaltender and really made a name for himself in this Stanley Cup playoffs. But I think he had a solid season as well, and he wasn't getting enough attention. But now everybody sees it. He's in the spotlight, and he really, I mean, he stole the show in Game 2. They don't get by that first period. They're probably down 5-0 if not for him. So he's been critical to their success. And yeah, you're right. They've had a lucky experience where after Tim Thomas decides to sort of pull a crazy, I guess we'll call it, he leaves.
Shall we say an alternative decision?
Yes, we'll just we'll leave that alone. But he takes off, and they go to Tuukka Rask, and boom, it's like nothing ever happened.
On the other side of the puck, Crawford has been absolutely unbelievable for the Chicago Blackhawks. Have we seen a goaltending duel like this in the finals? Not in the last 3, I don't think.
Well, you would have thought we would see it in 2011 with Luongo versus Thomas, but that didn't happen, obviously. Luongo had his issues. Thomas outshined him. But I think, you know, in this, Crawford, too, is another guy that I think has still got a little chip on his shoulder. People aren't giving me enough respect, you know, and even now you still hear them questioning him. And I think he's been great in this series. He's maybe had 1 or 2 goals he could have had, but he bounces back nice, and that's what I like about him is his resilience.
Key players for both sides tonight.
I think it's going to be the goalies again. You know, not to just keep repeating ourselves with goaltending here, but I think it's going to be the goalies there. And I also think it's going to be the depth players, as we saw in both Game 1 with the Blackhawks depth players stepping up, and then Game 2 with the Bruins. So I think that those are going to be the 2 keys right there, depth and goaltending.
What about Tyler Seguin? Is he ever going to get one? And what about Jagr?
You know what? I know we were talking before. You think tonight's the Jagr breaks out? I'm going to go tonight's the night that Seguin breaks out. I got a goal and an assist for young Seguin.
Well, I know I watched him in morning skate here. He's got some jumps, so that's probably a good call. Going to ask you to put your neck on the line. What's going to happen tonight?
I'm going to say Bruins 3-1.
You heard it here. Jimmy Murphy, he's been covering this Bruins team for as long as I've known him. He's usually right, so find out tonight. You can follow along on ESPN America, ESPNAmerica.com, Facebook, and Twitter.